And Larry says, wait, we've got this bit in the jar. We're just ready. I've hooked it up to the speaker. We're ready to test it. She flicks the switch and lightning box down like a Frankenstein movie. The speaker comes to life and all you hear is, ah! He flicks the switch off and goes, maybe we should give him some time to think about it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Flicks the switch back on. Okay, he flicks the switch back on and says, it's a work in progress. Maybe we'll come back to that.
Just before we go, Larry, what was that thing whose brain we now have in a jar?
I'm not sure. They've appeared in the city since, it went quiet, and I'm not sure why.
Just curious.
How did you manage to get one tied to the bed then?
The hands came in and got it. We managed to catch it while it was asleep, and the hands tied it up and dragged it in.
I asked him if he'd be able to do all his operations and stuff if he was outside of the city.
Oh, brilliant. Could time to Ed and you'd have a body.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, that would be different.
We could set up a pit fighting place in the bar, in the cellars, and if anybody gets hurt, we'll just let him fix them up.
With the odd bit of spare goblin he's got out the back.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that little teething problem, I'm sure we'll be able to talk it out. Please be careful in case Master Cadavix is busy. And it's up to you guys.
We'll
deal with the screaming.
Oh, we're going to have a word with him upstairs.
Okay, heading up into the room upstairs. You reach the top floor. Books, overturned tables, and bones of various shapes and sizes lie strewn about the floor of this small, round chamber. All covered in green, luminescent fungi. Earl, you seem to be very interested in this green, luminescent fungi.
Ooh, I will ignore everything and bend down and start reading.
A well-preserved body lies twisted and broken on the floor. In the corner of the room, the glint of a large green gemstone can be seen half buried by the bones.
There's a thing. Ooh, this is nice. I wonder if the luminescence is a property of its location close to the mythal, or it's an actual natural effect. A study could be probably made, and I'll just start talking to myself at this point.
Is there any monsters that is like green and eat flesh?
Oh, loads. So you kind of look around the room, and suddenly Ben straightens up and tugs his collar straight, pats himself down, and he says, greetings, I'm High Necromancer Cadavix of Yithrin. I do not know how much time has passed since the fall of the city, but I need to find someone. I will relinquish this body back to its owner if you permit me to raise mine from the dead and begin my search.
Well, what are you searching for?
Somewhere about this room there's 500 worth of GP diamond, which I can use to bring myself back. I've managed to keep myself alive by staying in a magic jar.
Oh, that's a good idea. Just one question. It is quite important.
Mm-hmm.
This bioluminescence is a natural property of the fungi, or is it something to do with its proximity to the amount of magic that's being resonated by the mythal?
It could be either, to be fair.
Yes, I know, but it's a very important question that needs a very succinct answer.
It's not something that I'm an expert in, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, sorry, what was your problem again? You want to come back to life? Right.
Tell you what.
Start looking
Wait, agree to assist you. Can you help us with a little problem we have?
And what problem would that be?
We're in need of gathering codes because we need to gain access to the central tower. The only way to do that is by gaining the codes from each tower. We'd much appreciate your help in this matter because things have gone a little bit awry. Does he agree to assist us in this matter?
Yes, I have the next part of the octad, which I will happily give you. I've got the 7th line.
By the way, you don't know what broke the city, do you?
I don't know. Iriel Arthas. It was apparently going to upgrade the Mythalor. The experiments we were doing required far more power than it was able to output, and apparently he'd found a way to increase the output, and he was due to do it that day. I don't know what happened next. There was just all of the power failed. The city began to crash to the ground.
Oh, yeah. Some time has passed. I'm not sure if you're aware of that.
I suspect there's been quite a lot of time, but I'm not sure how much.
7,000 years, I think.
Ah, yeah. That seems quite a long time.
Yeah, the Netheril are gone, sort of wiped themselves out. the world's about to end, and it's to do with something here, some sort of portal. Wouldn't have an idea, would you?
No, I'm afraid nothing specific to do with the portal. You've been chatting for about a minute or so, and he goes, "Aha!" and pulls out a gigantic diamond. I knew I had one around here somewhere.
Big diamond.
It is incredibly a big diamond. I can cast Raise Dead, but it'll take me around an hour or so to ritually cast it. I'll need to use your friend's body, if that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, you're raising, like, raise dead as in bring yourself back to actual life.
Yeah, actual honest to goodness life.
Well, where we come from, only priests can do that.
Well, how limiting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure magic's changed just a little. Not quite sure what's going to happen if you try to do something like that these days. I'll take a careful step away from him while he starts casting the spell, because if it has to channel through a god, I'm not quite sure how upset they're going to still be with those chaps.
You haven't got access to the wish spell then, have you?
No, he does not.
Oh, whilst I'm here, you don't have rare chalks, inks, and infused precious gems worth around about 50 gold pieces and that for the teleportation circle spell?
I don't have, but they should have some over at the Tower of Enchantment. I need to go there anyway because I need to find out what happened to Elvira. If you help me find out what happened to her, I will share the 7th line of the Arcane Octad with you.
Certainly.
So he finishes drawing his magic circle on the floor, scattering incense about water and what have you. And he puts the gem in the middle and he begins to cast. He says, "Now I'm going to need to be undisturbed for an hour or so, if that is all right."
Yeah, no problem.
So what do you wish to do?
Well, I'll hang around. We'll need our friend back. Well, I suppose we could search the room. Carefully search the room without interrupting the thing.
There's a whole bunch of illegible tomes which have been destroyed with age. There's £500 worth of fossils in weight.
Ooh. I'll look for plant fossils and start borrowing some.
Any potions or anything like that, they probably won't have survived, but just in case.
You also find a letter and what appears to be a couple of spellbooks. One is obviously Cadaverix's spellbook.
Ooh, what's the other one?
It is made with like human skin and with fittings of bone around it. It's cold to the touch and it whispers faintly.
I'll pass it to Velian.
Yeah, I was going to say Valiant could do with that.
So there's 25 fossils, but they weigh an absolute ton. £20 each. Like giant dinosaur bones, 5 illegible tomes, 1 letter.
Read the letter.
That weird, whispering, evil-looking book.
Give that to Velian.
The book goes to Valiant, yeah.
Stuff that looks like it was made from some kind of spine or other.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, whilst they're busy, I'll do detect magic and identify.
The stuff is made from a dragon wormling spine, and it's basically used as a casting focus. It doesn't seem to have any particular ability separate to that.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, we'll give the book to Velian for now. I'm sure that guy probably wants his book back, but you never know.
I'll have a look to see if I can pick anything out that survived out the illegible tomes. I'll just sit down in a corner.
They are completely illegible, destroyed by age, and green funguses growing on some of the pages and things.
Ugh, I'll try not to touch that stuff.
Oh, I'll make a cup of tea.
Make a cup of what?
Tea?
I've never seen you do this before.
I don't know, I fancy a cup of tea. Anyone want a brew?
No, we've got plenty of mayonnaise if you want it.
I'm not making a cup of mayonnaise tea. Run again.
Okay, an hour later or so, the ritual completes, and Kadavix pops up, and the...
Rime?
Yeah, he is. The diamond disappears. Dave, you are back in control of your body. Dusts himself off and pulls his collar out. He says, "Sorry about that, old bean."
No problem. Been there, done that.
Yeah, being possed's a thing round here. Don't worry about it.
I'll shake his hand. I'll say, "Nice to see you back. Why use people all have to be rather tall? We don't have any short casters anymore."
Well, I'm afraid not. We were far taller than the other races, I must say. I say you found all of the other stuff. He picks his spellbook up, which is faded.
I'll pass him his stuff.
Then there's got like all of the pages covered in that grey mold. And he cuts and sort of throws it over his shoulder, casts it aside. He says, the rest of the crap you're welcome to. All that interests me is now Evira.
What's Evira?
My love.
Properties, yeah.
So if we're bumping into Evira, we should tell her you're looking for her.
I must look for her as soon as possible.
It's just the world is ending.
We haven't found Elvira's ring, then.
No. You do see that Caderic is...
I'm pretty sure that whole getting rid of the gods probably went badly, since they're still here and it's just as fantastic.
He says, if you're searching for the Arcanoctad, the defensive field is obviously in effect. So you would have to visit the Tower of Enchantment at some point anyway. I just propose that we go there straight away. And,
that is agreeable.
And then I will give you the 7th.
Can you give us the 7th before we go there, since, you might explode and then we would have no way of getting it?
It's quite urgent.
He says, if I die, then you will be able to retrieve it from me with Speak with Dead. How does that sound?
Do we have Speak with Dead? We're not actually very good at what we're doing, by the way.
I don't have access to Speak with Dead.
Well, you obviously have a priest. He's got a mitre on, for God's sake.
Can you speak with the dead? I'll say to him, as if this is a revelation. All right, that's fine. Let's with a skip and a hop head over to the enchantment shop. Oh, by the way, your friend downstairs in the jar, Aces.
Lawrence?
Yeah.
He's still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He helped me. He gave us an eye because I was missing one. Helped Valian here. And also my friend Asia here.
Okay. I'm not sure that Lawrence should have been left by himself. He was a new apprentice when the city fell.
He's currently trying to put some... Well, he did put some creature's brain in a jar and passing lightning through it at the moment. He says he's got to practice.
Oh, dear God. You didn't let him do anything important to you, did you?
He said he said that there was loads of these creatures loose since the city went silent, and that his hands have been subduing them, and he subdued one anyways that we know of, and he's been putting them in jars.
He's a little, never mind. Let's go downstairs and have a word with him.
I helped him cut its head off.
Oh, good. So he's been left for several thousand years practicing on creatures. Is this what I'm understanding? A first year apprentice.
Pretty much.
That explains the hand, he says, looking at Isha.
Yeah.
Oh, well then, let's go. Are we all ready?
Born ready.
You head downstairs. Lawrence, aka Larry, is humming away, a little hands skitter about. Boom, 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 as he messes about with the new brain in the jar. And Kendrick exclaims, Lawrence, what have you done? And the little emojis spin round. And he says, Master? Yes, Lawrence. I'm sorry for leaving you, but you shouldn't have continued your training on your own. And he says, but I saw you. And then the hands stop. And a bunch of them crawl over him. And he draw his sad emoji face. And he said, but you were crushed. And I couldn't remember. Yes, Lawrence, I was. Lawrence has the tear emoji on his little jar. And Lawrence says, I remember now you were crushed. And I couldn't save you. And he says, well, I'm back now, so it's all right. Stiff upper lip and all that. I'll come back. I'll go and see Evira, and then I'll be right back. And we'll sort this out, okay, Lawrence? With a wobbly voice, he says, Yes, Master. Thank you. I helped these people. And he says, I know you did, Lawrence. Good. And he goes over and pats the top of his brain in his jar, and he says, I'll be right back. And attempts to head out of the door. Are you all following?
Yeah. I'll turn around to Lawrence and give him both thumbs up in encouragement.
He half-heartedly gives you a thumb up back.
It's all right. We've got this, mate.
So you head back out, and he looks at the state of the city. Kadovic says, well, it seems to be mostly intact. A couple of the guide towers at the end seem to have fallen off. There should be bodies. I assume you've seen hundreds of skeletal bodies everywhere.
No.
I did see a lot of bodies in the jail.
More like experiments.
Yeah, experiments.
I think, in truth, some people went a little bit
Wobbly.
mental.
So, this way to the Tower of Enchantment, he says.
Lead
Do you
on.
want to pick the route? You'll see lots of things on the map now as you can have things identified.
We will, of course, search everything, but first we'd better go and drop him off at the tower. So we'll head past the library, past the Tower of Conjuration, across the front of the thing, past the Tower of Illusion.
I'll ask what you call about the buildings as we go past.
As you go past, okay. The theatre, that's quite obvious. The menagerie was where the Lords of Yithrin created their pets. It was quite the fad back in the day to have your own custom-made animal pet. Using the magic machine and quite a lot of blood, I'll be frank. You put your own blood into the machine and it made you a pet. And as he goes round the back, he points out that these are the Towers of Illusion of Evocation, the Masters will control them. But you walk past the obelisk, which is a 60-foot tall obelisk of black stone. Its surface covered in arcane runes. Projects from the ground. A thin crack is formed on one side, stretching from the obelisk base to its middle. That, he says, is a precautionary measure in case Yithrin ever experienced a catastrophe. That was the primary invention of Lord Ariel Arthas, and it's the only object capable of transporting the city backwards and forwards through time.
Pardon?
Time. Well, this is we study chronomancy here. The whole point of upgrading the Mythalar was to provide the extra power needed. As he comes round and gets closer, you can see the Mythalar looks somewhat like it's a luminous 50-foot tall diamond crystal sphere resting in an ornate stand, almost like an artificial sun. However, it looks like there's some kind of purple energy coming in from the roof, and where it contacts the Mythalar, it's like if you had orange water and you were dripping purple ink into it. And he goes, "Oh, that's not right. That's not right at all."
How is it not right?
It's not supposed to be purple, it's supposed to be orange. There's some kind of energy feeding into the Mythalar from the tower above.
That's probably the
that's
portal.
Bad line.
That is, quite frankly, an artificial magical sun. It powers the whole city, it enables us to fly. Its energy potential is practically infinite for what we'd use, except for moving the entire city backwards and forwards through time. We needed to. I mean, presumably you'll have experienced some of our experimental cantrips, such as haste, slow, that kind of thing.
Haste is a cantrip.
Yes, we were using it to prove the immutability of magic in its effects of slowing down and speeding up time before we went ahead with actual time travel.
So did you actually travel in time?
I have not, because the obelisk requires the staff from Ariel Arthas, and it was never actually used as far as I'm aware. Apparently the mysterious thing that he was going to do to increase the power of the Mythalar was to be the first test, but Lord Ariel Arthas did not always share his findings with us, his apprentices.
So then, Ducky, are you telling me if this sun goes off, it could destroy the world then? Huh?
What's wrong with him?
What do you mean, I'm normal?
I don't think it would destroy the world. If a Mythalar detonated, it would merely be create 50 or 60 kilometres across.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Because considering there's nothing within about 50 or 60 kilometres of this place.
Apart from 10 towns.
Wait a
Is there
minute.
some sort of residual after effect on our friend? Never used to talk like that.
You have put the right one back, haven't you?
I've been excruciatingly careful.
Are you sure? I'll take a close look at him.
Absolutely.
Can I have a word with myself and say, there isn't another one in him, is there? Then I'll lean in and to Ben and have a close look.
I give him a kiss.
Oh, that's not Ben.
Shit, that's not Ben.
I'm pretty sure it is. Are you sure he's just not being
Mad all of a sudden.
mad all of a sudden? Yeah.
The little man in my head. Is there anything in there that shouldn't be in there? I'll ask him.
I turn and look at Cobblein when nobody else is looking, put my thumb up and give him a grin.
Yup.
Oh, don't say Elvira's in his body.
Oh, God.
I just give our ranger a wink and a smile with a bit of a laugh when they're not looking.
All right, I'll be like, is he possessed by any chance?
Oh.
I'll sidle over to Sunwin and sort of, out the corner of your mouth, go, there's so much funny going on with Ben.
No shit, Sherlock. I will inquire to my guest if there's anything extra in Ben.
It doesn't seem to be.
Ben, how long have you been feeling odd?
Me? Odd? What are you talking about?
Okay.
I'll start laughing.
This
Only
is...
joking, lads.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm going to kill him.
I'll hold your coat.
Right, to the Tower of Enchantments.
Right, so you head to the Tower of Enchantment. Ice has engulfed the lower floors of this rumbling tower.
Has this necromancer not passed any comment about the fact we've got one of their security units wandering about with us?
Oh, I forgot to mention it. I'm so used to Ed just being there. He says, I see you've retrieved one of the necklaces of power. Again, the state of the city is of secondary concern to me. I only need to speak to my love.
Hi, that's quite
Fair enough.
romantic, to be honest. World ending, and the most important thing on your mind is the woman you love. I can get behind that.
Yeah, I think that's lovely.
It is sweet.
There's a doorway ahead of you, which is the only entrance to the tower.
This thing isn't going to turn us to stone or anything, is it?
It should be fine.
Someone befell a trap earlier.
It seems to happen quite a lot.
Ended up stuck in a gem.
Why don't we follow our new travelling companion, since he obviously seems to know the way?
This is true.
Right, so he pushes the door to the tower open. Inside, pink fluorescent light pours out. It looks like it's got pink carpets in there, a pink floor, pink paint on the walls.
Going with the pink motif, I'll say.
Follow in behind him.
He walks in, he goes, that's odd. Inside, the place is covered with a whole bunch of frost, except for 2 large pink carpets that do not have any frost on.
Not standing on the pink carpet.
Yeah, not going near the pink carpet. Pink carpets eat people. I think we all agree with this.
Yep, edging round the side of the carpet.
The centre of the room looks quite slick.
Yeah, this looks a little bit like a few places I went to in Waterdeep once.
The serene room holds several fake plants. Banners depicting pleasant scenes of meadows, sunset and waterfalls hang from the walls. Long, dishevelled carpets lead across the icy floor to an upward staircase. Written across the wall in that weird draconic that you now recognise as Laros, Earl. And it says, all work and no play makes Ivera a dull girl. All work and no play makes Ivera a dull girl.
Uh-oh.
I'll look at all this stuff on the walls and I'll turn around, look at the necromancer and go, that doesn't look good.
Eric says, no, it does not look good.
You'll be telling us next it wasn't like this the last time you were in, eh?
It definitely was not like this the last time I was here.
Whilst we're in here, I'm going to keep my eye out for those material components I need.
Very good. He says, well, the stairs are at the back.
After you.
Come on then, let's go. I may as well get turned into something new this week.
Across there, he hits there and he needs to make a DC 10 check. It's like... No, 20. He almost slips. He goes, whoops, like that, and then...
I was almost about to say age before beauty, because he's got about 7,000 years on us.
And he says, I see you're avoiding the carpets. I mean, they weren't here the last time I was here. Do you think that's something...
Well...
Suspicious.
I think it's something that could be used to eat someone while they're not paying attention.
Okay, he says, in that case, I will lead you round the carpets. And he gets to here and he goes, oh, the staircase is kind of blocked by a carpet. We may be able to jump over, however.
How dangerous can a carpet be? Is it alive?
It just looks like a pink carpet, but it's got no frost on it.
If you give us 10 minutes, I can perform a detect magic. See if they are suspicious.
Could always set fire to it.
What about detect? Is there not such a thing as a detect life?
I've got something called detect life, flame, fire thingy.
Flame bolt.
Firebolt it. There you go, detect life.
Okay, so what are you firebolting? The one closest to the door?
Yeah, and then I'll hit the others as well if nothing else happens.
You blast the carpet with
my detect life spell.
Your detect life spell. And yes, suddenly the carpets writhe up and grow an enormous mouth with a long, lolling tongue.
What do you know? It's also written in my spellbook as detect traps, if I had a spellbook.
If I had a spellbook, and then these 2 gigantic carpets spring to life, revealing their large mouths with icky tongues. Earl, do you want to target one and then roll your damage for your detect life spell?
I do.
Or
do.
I have roll for initiative.
Hang on. Where's it gone?
So that was a level 10 detect life spell.
You do some damage.
It started it.
He says there definitely wasn't these giant sticky carpets there last time I was here. Strange enough, Lantesh goes first, who can't be surprised. She was like, yeah, I knew there was those sticky carpets.
Went blue for one. You know, blue would have been so much better, right? Cast a firebolt as well. And I'm going to move a bit further away from this carpet.
Okay, it will get an attack on your mind.
I don't care, because next round at least I'm not at disadvantage.
It hits with a pseudopod. The pseudopod sticks to you, Tracy, as it begins to pull you back towards its gaping maw.
Try and look around for something to grab onto.
There's a fake plastic plant there that you can grab.
Help! Help!
We
Oh,
have...
God, being repressed.
The closest is Ben, Cadifix, and Corin. So 1 to 2 Ben, 3 to 4 Cadifix, 5 to 6 Corin. Ben, it spits its horrible acidic goo at you as you are the closest.
These things always go for the little people.
You fail. Right, you're splashed with an acidic substance which hisses and starts to sizzle on your skin. That is its turn, Corin.
Right. I suppose we'd better do the usual, hadn't we? I'm gonna butt off to there, and then I'm doing that. Have some horrors. Yeah, and I'll have another one.
Oh, nice. So two quick attacks, and the creature is looking quite badly hurt. Ben, it is your turn.
I'll go rage. I'll move up and move towards it and start twatting it then.
Okay, go ahead.
And
It's a hit, a big hit, as he lashes about it. Your axe sticks to it, Div.
so can I make a strength check this?
It's an action to try and pull it free. That's the end of your turn. Aisha, it is your turn.
I hit it with my great axe. Now that I've got two hands,
Which one are you using?
great axe +1.
Right, so running forward. You take a mighty swing. It's a hit. Bam! You slam into it, and it is stuck to the mimic. Mimic carpets. Who'd have thought, huh? Well, Earl, really. You using a bonus action?
Throw a hail on Lantesh.
Thank you.
And I will end my turn.
Didn't mimic 2. You two are grappled. Because you got hold of the weapon, and it's going to bite at you, Aisha. It hits you. You take biting damage. The wound begins to sizzle as you take acid damage as well. Villian, she says, I've got Cloud Kill now, but it might kind of fill the room.
Not a good idea.
She attacks the damage one. A summon.
Firebolt. That's me.
Giant Badger.
Oh shit, I forgot he was still alive.
Just alive, but he's alive.
Try and get him between me and the fucking thing and twat the the carpet. That doesn't sound right. Shit all over the carpet.
Okay, he bites and then claws, missing both times. Poor Badger. Cadavix. He will use his mage hand to cast Vampiric Touch, so he doesn't have to touch the sticky thing himself. That hits, and he does quite a lot of damage. Ed is outside the door, but he'll come rushing in unless you tell him to stay.
Just tell him to stay there, I think.
Okay, new round, Lantesh again. You are grasped by a sticky tentacle.
Firebolt it again. Oh, jeez.
You're missed.
And that's it.
Okie doke. Oh crap, its breath has come back. So, it's going to say the 3 closest to the same again. Andy this time, so it goes and coughs an enormous loogie at you, Andy.
Oh, lovely. Awesome.
You succeed in save, so you only take half damage. However, the acid still burns quite a lot.
'Tis nothing.
And your hunter's mark has expired.
I shall recast that when I get round to it.
It's used its action to spit Tracy, so it can't pull you in closer this turn.
Thank God.
Corin, as you are hissing like Hicks in Aliens.
We'll stick another arrow in this one and see where we get with that. Or alternatively, we'll stick another arrow in that one. Better.
Nice.
Nice. Right. That'll do me.
Very good. Nice one. It dies. The pseudopod sloughs to the ground, Tracy, and releases you. Next up, we have Ben.
Right, I shall move and engage this one.
Are our weapons still stuck to it?
Yeah, they are. You'll have to pull them through the DC 16 check. Or you can leave.
I'll try and pull mine free then.
Yeah, make me a strength check, Dave. You succeed, right? You tear your axe free, bringing a little bit of icky purple stuff with it.
I think I'll get out my bow and shoot it from a distance.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's me.
That's you. Yeah. A few quick arrows. The creature still lives. Isha.
If I let go of the axe that's stuck, could I state now that after the fight I go back to retrieve it?
Yes, that's fine.
I will do that, and instead I will pull out my backup axe,
Okay.
and
The majestic great axe.
the majestic axe, but that'll count as an action, so I won't be able to attack with an action this turn, will I?
No. Drawing a weapon doesn't count as an action. You can draw one weapon as a free action.
All right, 5, 10, 15. I go up to the other one,
Yeah.
and as soon as I get my majestic axe equipped, I'll hit it.
Wow. Okay.
Bollocks and arseholes.
Okay. Well, that was a slightly unproductive turn, but there you go. Villian Hartwell. Casting. Rawhide. Salmon, back to you. Sticky Goo Goo.
Firebolt.
Yeah, it's a hit. Doing 7 damage. These are supposed to be hard. You just blown them to bits.
I'm just taking my time, chilling out.
A giant badger.
Do a slash again on it. On the one that's left, sorry.
Oh, are you gonna get it mucked in? You
Aye.
don't have long for this life. You might as well get stuck in.
Yeah, you might as well get stuck in. Might give men indigestion.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be hitting very well. No, 2 misses again.
Can he not command the badger to dive in its mouth and choke it?
High Necromancer Cadavix. He's got some really badass spells, none of which you'd want him to cast in this room. Trust me. So I guess it's still Vampiric Touch through the magic, through his mage hand. That is now heavily damaged. New round. Lantesh, back to you.
Hopefully try firebolt again. I'm trying to conserve.
We believe you.
Yes! It's a hit!
It is a hit indeed. Hurrah.
Yay! And that's my turn.
It's still going, and it gets another go. Oh, and its acid is recharged. So it's going to fire its acid at Aisha this time. It hawks a loogie at you. You save and only take half damage, Bracy. Bracy, I need you to make me a roll, please. Corin, back to you.
You can do it, Corin. Get in.
There you are. Have that.
Twingy twangy.
That'll do, Maiden.
Back to you. So close, it rolled off at 20. 2 arrows, 2 misses. Unlucky. Aisha, take another swing.
I'll
of the
try
axe.
hitting it again. I want to see if it does anything.
Oh, it hits.
Is that it? Does it do anything? Or
It doesn't seem to do anything, but it feels great. It feels like there's something, it's trying to trigger something big.
ooh,
Get this feeling of power surging through you.
it's right now. It's activated something big. Not now, Kato.
And we're back to Velian. Got magic missile crazy. Magic missile crazy. She blows the creature to bits and it dies horribly.
I'm gonna, after the combat's finished, prestidigitation all the acid off people.
Okay,
If Sanwin can help as well.
Yeah, I'll help while I'm dusting myself down. Never trust a rug.
Never trust a rug indeed.
Is that what Shatner said?
I don't know because
is.
Evil Shatner's back not now.
Kalivik says, well, things have certainly changed in here since I was here last.
think she's had the decorators in for a start.
That's a bad thing to say about a woman.
No, I mean, like, she's had someone come in and, touch up her carpets.
That's still a bad thing to say about a woman.
Lay her on the rug and that sort of thing.
Yeah, get my axe back.
I'll wander over the desk and just stick my head over to see if there's any, like a cash box or anything.
No, there's no cash box.
I guess we'll follow the high necromancer then.
So he heads up the stairs. As you head up the stairs, the messages painted on the wall change, and instead
Is the
of
other rug there?
the other rugs, they're both dead.
There's another one on the stairs.
That's just an old stair carpet.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Right. So as you move towards the staircase, female human wizard dressed in a pink flowing robe comes down the stair in a short gasp of relief. Ivra, says Cadavix. He rushes towards her, and she replies, Cadavix, and holds her arms out for an embrace. The two share a long kiss. After a few moments, Ivra turns to you and says, I'm high enchanted Ivra. I have not seen another person in a very long time. Thank you for bringing Cadavix back to me. Please join me upstairs. I imagine we have much to discuss.
Yes. Yeah, we'll discuss it upstairs.
So she leads you up the stairs into a narrow corridor with a door she pushes open. Cadavix, my darling, my love, and they're doing all of the kissy face stuff. So much hated by the lovers of the Princess Bride. The door is open before you and she steps into the room.
Well, I suppose we'd better go in with them, hadn't we? Or do they want a few minutes
Follow
alone?
in.
Well, they'll need more than a few minutes.
No, please, we need to discuss what has happened here. It's been so long and I'm not sure how long.
Don't take this the wrong way, but how are you still alive?
She indicates the golden crown she wears. She says, this is a very powerful artifact and it prevents you from aging. I was here when the Yithrin fell.
That was a while ago.
Oh my god, what's with the rolls, man? Lillian, Ben is a success.
I'm not completely
Corin's
convinced
a
I believe her.
success. Right, Corin, Ben, you notice that a robe is made of pink silk and it looks like there's a thread of it come loose and is trailing all the way along the corridor and into this room. And she steps into the room with
Can I
Cadavix
just
and says, please come.
very sort of surreptitiously and without drawing attention to myself stand on it?
I know it's on the other side of her because it's leading into the room that you're going to.
I wonder if that's one of them, like, thread of life type of affairs.
So Cadavix and her step into the room. He is blinded to any and all things.
As she walks back up the corridor,
Yeah.
has the thread stayed where it is, so it's going like a U-turn, or is it going back in the room with her?
No, it's going back in the room with her.
Ooh.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah, I don't really like the sound of that much.
You've been...
So he's stepping into the room, Al. She's there.
You say there's this piece of thread, and does it look... if someone had an errant piece
You
of thread...
hadn't noticed the piece of thread.
All right, I haven't
Only
noticed.
Corin, Villian, and Ben had noticed.
In that
Nobody
case,
else
I'll
had noticed.
go in the room,
You
because I
walk
was
in
about
the room.
to...
Okay.
I shall go... don't know where Sanwin is.
I'll go in the room as well.
So you head into the room with Sanwin. Corin, you
Yeah.
notice the thread trails across that pink carpet and disappears into the metal box, of the door of which seems broken and is slightly ajar. She moves
Right.
to stand in front of you.
I'm going to stand there next to Sanwin, and can I just give him a sort of slight dig in the ribs and surreptitiously point at this thread?
Yeah, I'll allow that. And Tish heads into the room. What about the rest of you guys?
I'll follow.
So you see a large alien-looking machine hooked up to this gigantic metal box. Instruments extend from the box towards a comfortable-looking chair. A bookshelf sits against the far corner of the room.
Does that thing produce the carpets, I'm thinking?
I think it's that machine that's keeping her alive. And if we sever the thread, she might die, but then we'll have to fight him.
Not just that, we actually need the information out of her, so I'll start messaging people with play along.
She says, now it's very important that I tell you this. She says, do consider us all to be friends.
Fireball.
If it's charm, I
Why
get
did the-
advantage.
Why did I have 2 dice?
Probably advantage.
Probably advantage, yes.
Alright, okay.
You all smile. Only Valiant and High Necromancer Cadavix have not been charmed, as you all nod your heads.
Of course, my lady.
Your dress is pretty.
Out of the giant metal box starts to ooze this gigantic thing. It vaguely resembles a cube of goo, but it has long, slimy tendrils and a faint, sulphurous smell. Villian shouts, "What you doing? There's some terrible creature coming out."
Oh, I'll have a look at the terrible creature. Does it look like it's fauna by any chance?
Obviously, it looks like it's a pet to the lady.
All right. I'll turn around
This
to
like
Villian.
long, slimy tentacle comes out. It vaguely resembles the tentacles that you saw in those mind flayers, but it's of gigantic size.
I'll turn round to Villian and go, "It's a familiar, obviously."
She looks at you. She looks at the giant alien thing coming and casts a dispel magic and says, "You're all crazy. What's going on?" High Necromancer Calix is looking with some horror at this.
Sandman, do you think you would like a sausage?
Probably. I wouldn't mind one, actually.
And
knocking them out.
Villian shouts, "That's not her. It's some kind of horrible creature. Look out." Calavix looks up from his tearful, happy eyes as she casts dispel magic on you people. Two of you are uncharmed. Tracy and Ben, you are uncharmed. You realise that whatever this thing is in the box, it's cast an enchantment by you.
Do the rest still look charmed?
Yeah, this still looks standing out stupidly as this horrible rubbery tentacle comes out.
Can I try cast dispel magic at the rest?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Tracy, you know that this is being cast at a higher level than third.
Oh,
You're not sure what level, but you know it's being upcast.
I'll cast it at level 5 just to be on the safe side. Do it on Sanwin.
Okay, Salmon, you are not charmed. Let's roll some initiative as you see this horrible thing before you. You can see now that the thread is not actually thread, it's a thin, rubbery tendril that leads out from the back from under the dress and is absorbed into this giant rubbery creature.
I'll turn round to Cadarix and go, "Don't think that's your girlfriend, mate."
Peeps. First of all, we have Lantesh, strangely enough, uncharmed.
Is she a creature? Like a
No,
monster?
She seems to be an offshoot of this creature.
But is she classed as a monster?
She's part of the creature. It's exuded it.
Okay.
It's extruded itself.
Oh,
Can I-
God.
So is it classed as a monster, this creature?
I
What you say?
have no idea, but that's bad.
Would I know if Hold Monster would work
You
on
wouldn't
it?
know if it would work until you tried it.
Oh, I'm going to try Dispel Magic at level 3 on... Because I'm running out of slots very, very fast. I've got hardly much left.
I know
So
it's
who-
almost like this was entirely designed to wear the
Yes.
party down.
And I hate the GM for this.
I didn't write the module. I just merely...
Right. I shall cast Dispel Magic on Isha.
At level
Level
3,
three.
you need to roll.
Fingers crossed, guys. Oh, you bastard!
It is a failure. He is still charmed. You've got your point of inspiration if you want to re-roll it.
Yeah, please. Still can't tick off a 3rd level spell, but I only tick off 1 3rd level spell, don't I?
Yeah, you don't need to you're not recasting, you're just re-rolling it with your point of
Yeah,
inspiration.
re-roll then, please. Woohoo.
Yeah, it works this time. Aisha is uncharmed.
The fuck?
The priests get dispel magic, they don't, do they?
Yeah.
Barry hasn't got it maimed. Barry's just got blow you up things.
No, I've got Dispel Magic, remember?
Okay, Lantesh, that is your turn. Are you moving or doing anything with your bonus action?
Just as long as I'm far fuck away from them, especially that fucking thing. So yeah, I'm staying exactly where I is.
Stupid question time.
Sandwing.
Right. It's in a box, right?
It is, it's oozing out of the box.
Can I see the door?
Yes, you can.
You cast lock on the door.
No.
The
Oh,
door is broken open. It's like hanging off one hinge.
Right. We'll start with this then, and then we'll switch to something else.
You're not going to lob a fireball in through the hole, are you?
I am.
I thought he was just going to maybe use a corner cold on it.
That's next. First of all, I'm lobbing a fireball at level 4 in, and I'm going to have to get this right, or I'm going to blow the room up. And I am going to make that fireball heightened.
Okay.
That. Good.
does a little bit of damage. However, it seems to thrash and withdraw from the fire.
That's all right. And I'll move there.
And you move up there. Next up, we have Giant Badger. Oh my god, he's still going.
Apparently, his natural enemy is only snakes.
Yeah.
He can attack that tendril then, can't he?
Apparently, yeah, he still attacks the main beast, but the tendril is an offshoot of the creature.
Yeah, get the tendril.
So he bites at it, missing, and then he claws at it, and he needs to die because every time he makes an attack, I get a lower error. That's his turn. Ben, it is your turn. You are uncharmed.
I'll rage and then attack.
Okay. 2 quick hits. Your axe seems effective, cutting into the creature like a giant jello mold. Oh, I'll tell you what you can use. Phantasmal Killer. She's never used that before. Ah, damn it, it succeeds. So nothing happens. Corin, they seem to be attacking your friend there. You don't have to fight them, but the rest of the crazy party seem to be attacking your friend. And
Right.
her familiar, the giant 15 feet tall bubble of jello.
I'm just going to stay where I am and look really upset. In fact, no, I shall take like a step forward. I'm going to go and help. I look really upset. This tears rolling down my cheeks. And I don't understand why they're trying to hurt my lady. I thought they were my friends. They're obviously not.
Kadavix steps back in horror, and he's going to cast Blight on it.
And he kissed that thing. Oh!
Yeah,
Oh, with tongues and all.
he
Ugh.
necked on with it and everything. It's disgusting. Cop for that, he says, doing 48 points of damage to it. It starts to be covered in like black mold and fungus. Then, however, its turn, and it finally gets to do an action. It targets Sanwin because he's throwing fireballs about. You're not going to like this, Sanwin. You
I'm used to
feel
not
its
liking it.
awful alienness eaten into your head.
Oh, really?
Oh shit. You take 49 points of psychic damage
Fucking hell.
and your memory drained.
Of what?
D4 and subtract the number from any ability check or attack roll.
Okay.
And you can hear the voice in your head say, delicious. Num 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 num. Isha. Corin's going, holding his hands out, going, no, stop it, stop fighting, stop attacking the lady.
Do I have a roll against something to realise he's charmed?
Probably pretty obvious when he's shouting, please stop fighting. If you want to throw Dispel Magic at him.
Okay, I'll just throw a spell magic on him.
What level? That is the question.
4.
Right, +8 for you, Bracey. So roll a d20 and yeah, that's dispelled. Andy, you are dispelled and you come to shaking your head, realising that you've been duped.
Right. Well, I'll wipe my nose on my sleeve and then just let me know when I can do shit.
Lan Tesh.
Does it look very damaged?
It looks very damaged, and it actually starts telepathically pleading with you, saying, please let me live. I know what you want. You want the line of the Octad. I can tell you that.
It's telepathically communicating with us.
With everybody.
Give us what we need, and we may let you live. It's better than what options you've got now.
Yes, of course, anything.
And release my friend,
He's released. They're all released.
including Sanwin here, who you seem to be.
I'm feeding them memories. They're delicious.
Oh,
You're not
God.
going to release the lass.
She's not a real person. She's a fake extension of itself. Avrian is dead, he says. At this, Cadavrax sobs.
Right, well, come on then. What's the line that we need?
You notice the bookshelf at the back has burnt away, and the soot reveals the faint outline of what may be a secret door. That is, Ben has noticed. Please, I'll tell you. The fourth line is, coax a secret from another.
Just done that.
Cadavix has fallen to his knees and is sobbing.
Can you just put that's the fourth line?
Yep.
She has.
You might want to move, I'll say, as I corner called the bitch.
It says, wait, no, and then you blast it. Go ahead. It takes 32 damage. Wow, holy shit. It's barely alive.
I'll turn around and say, you wanted memories? That's fucking Icewind Dale, bitch.
Ben, this Call of Corn goes off. It looks like it's almost dead. What do?
I'm going to kill it. I'm raging, so
You are raging, so you lash out at it.
do another attack. actually use my superiority dice.
It looks like it's trying to cast a spell to escape, but before it gets a chance to even act, Ben comes in with 2 big axes, swinging, and the thing pops and splatters awful purple jelly stuff all over the room, and it dies, covering everybody, like in Ghostbusters.
I feel so funky.
I'm going to clean myself up.
I'm just going to stand there with my arms out, looking at Lantesh, going, "Presto, please."
Clean everybody up.
I point out that the secret door behind the bookcase.
Right, you can see where there was a whole bunch of books that were on there that have been burnt to a crisp by Earl's fireball.
There was a whole bunch of
You-
what, sorry?
Fucking
Books.
blasphemer, you've killed all the books!
They started it, maybe. I'll turn round to Cadarix and go, sorry about that. Better to have loved and lost than to have kissed the blob.
Well,
But I'll check the secret door for traps.
might be worth doing, mightn't it? Do you want to give us a thieves' tool roll then?
Doesn't
You
look like it's trapped, but I'm a bit fragile if anyone wants to kick the door in.
I'll come over and give you a heal, don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
Well, there's 17 from me.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
I'll touch it inappropriately again.
Ooh, left a bit.
I could do
Yep,
with some
there.
magic sponge as well, please, Cobble.
Right, hang on.
Thank you.
It's all right. You're
It's
welcome.
okay. It's okay.
Fortunately, that's me out of heals. Ha ha.
I'm outrageous.
I'm nearly
You're
out of
outrageous.
spells.
That as well.
Kalvik says, this foul machine, I don't know what it is, but it looks like the creature has managed to escape during the fall.
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling there's going to be a lot of horrible things lying around in cupboards around here. 7,000 years is a long time to get creative in how you hurt people. There isn't anywhere around here that we could rest up safely. I mean, would we be safe in your tower, do you think?
Aren't we going to open the secret door?
Yeah. Gonna go and open the door.
Right, so shoving the burning wreckage aside, you open the secret door. Inside, an emaciated female human wizard dressed in tattered pink scraps is seated in a chair, staring blankly out of the window towards the glacial wall. A golden staff lies on the ground before the body.
I'll turn
Kalvik
around.
shouts, Ivria! She looks like she should be dead. Her skin's emaciated over her muscles and her bones.
I think she's dead.
No, she's blinking slowly as she's looking out of the window behind her.
Wow.
She'll be as nutty as a bucket of squirrel shit. She's been looking out that window 7,000 years. Oh, pressure sores much.
Her face hangs slackly, like her tongue's partially poking out over her lips. Kalvik runs to her. My love, he says. What have they done to you? There's no response. She just stares blankly out of the window.
Can I offer us something to drink?
That thing's probably stole all our memories.
Yeah, that's a point. It tried to have a good go at my brain as well, so maybe it's eating our
Is
memories.
there any way to restore her?
Professor Scant says, I know that wasn't directly referencing me, but this is a machine called a... Hold on, he says, checking, a Hippocaris. The machine used to cast powerful spells. Apparently that creature has been trapped inside it and used to directly modify creatures with sleep and mend memories and things like that. The only way to attempt to restore memories would the creature would have to have been restored into the machine and it repaired, and then perhaps we could have attempted to reverse what was done to her. But with the creature dead, the machine broken, it's impossible.
Impossibles. So, wish.
Possibly.
I could try and vivify it if I've got 300 GP worth of diamonds.
Or, yeah, I suppose if she's still alive.
Or greater restoration. that might do
Kalvik
it,
says,
or-
I don't want to go on without my love. I will transfer my life force to hers and try to ease her passing.
Can we have the code first before you do any of this?
And also, maybe a bit of help with saving the world would be great.
The vile creature, it spoke the truth. I could sense it in my mind. The fourth is coax a secret from another. It must be inside Ivria's mind.
And what was your line?
Can I have his code then before he decides to do anything drastic?
He says, I will of course provide you with the code. Damn this
Well,
city,
fine.
damn it all to hell and everything
We'll
inside
find a
it.
way to restore her. Don't do anything hasty yet.
She's broken, I can sense it. She's she's just gone. The creature, it was
Magic.
eating for her from inside.
Yeah, but there's a way to there's always a way to restore people. Don't do anything drastic yet. If we can't restore her, then fine. But at least let us try. We'll try and save the city, and in some way, we may be able to save your love.
I mean, if we save the world, I'm pretty sure there'll be a few favours we can call in. You know, get like the big
like
boys to
traveling
help.
back through time before she got zapped by it.
Oh no! We're not doing the time thing. No.
Get me brother back.
Nope.
I think it's a good idea, and it's quite an acceptable risk.
Although yous would make fantastic companions. We could have a spin-off campaign.
D&D Quantum Leap.
Well,
Funny you should say that.
I was thinking, 7,000 years worth of horse racing results.
Now, you see, you're thinking. So
He
what's
says,
the line?
well, I'm sorry to interrupt this train of thought while you're all discussing, but it's 7th. Trace a circle with the ashes of the dead.
Right, guys, sweep up some ashes. Sanwin did burn the bastard.
I think you'll find, if you'll forgive me for saying so, I already have a jar of Bob.
We're not using Bob, are we?
And we've got to go to the Arboretum for the wand, and we need a secret.
And don't worry, because if we manage to restore him and the bits of ash that we've used, he's missing a body part, we can always use the plug in the jar to fix something else on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, problem
Cadavec
solved.
says, I will remain with it. You can say that now, detached from the creature that was torturing her over several thousand years. Her breathing is beginning to grow ragged. I will stay with Ivrea, and if she makes it out alive, I will wait as long as I can. But if she leaves, then I leave with her.
Very well.
We're trying to throw a hail on her and not do anything physically to keep her alive.
Yes, I'm sure a D4 plus 2 hail will undo 7,000 years worth of mental torture and memory eating.
Is there any advice you can give us? Because I've got a feeling you might be the last person we get to speak to.
Eriliarthus was the most powerful among us. He was like unto a god. He made the whole city look up to him. So if he's here, and he must be if the shield is active, I would be careful.
Has he got any vulnerabilities that you might think that would help?
No, that's not something I could think of.
Oh, one last question. There wasn't a temple around here, was there?
No, we don't do temples. Crassus was planning on replacing the gods because they were doing such a shitty job about it.
Fantastic. You guys don't really get what hubris is, do you?
Is that a village in Cornwall?
Pretty much. Okay, thank you. Good luck. See you in a bit. What's the Hall of Weightless Wonder?
The Hall of Weightless Wonder. It's where the elite of the town would go for meditation.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
Someone floated around inside the dome, an illusory image of the person went on with their daily affairs elsewhere in the city.
Oh.
That could be handy. I think we should go to the Hall of Weightless Wonder and then to the Tower of Transmutation.
Can I just ask what protections can we expect on the other towers that you know of?
Anything. Some are magically trapped and require magic to open. Sometimes you need to reset a password. Often the names of one of the leaders of the Orders of Magic would suffice, but it could be anything. Some are protected physically by Maiden or golems.
I know this might sound crass, but can I borrow her staff and your staff as well, please?
Yes, you can take her stuff.
I just have a feeling we may need something physical as well.
It was a powerful enchantment, but we didn't share the specifics even among intimate relations.
Can I do an identify on it? Do you want to take 10 minutes, guys?
Yeah, we'll have 10. Do an identify, and then we definitely want to maybe check the Hall of Weightless Wonder, because I was thinking we could use that for a rest and maybe head on to the Power
Remember,
of
you have used your long rest for today. You've got 2 short rests left, because you used your long rest to get rid of something in the caves. Right, Tracy, you're going to love this one. It is in the party sheet. It's a Staff of Charming.
Well, that's just charming.
It has 10 charges. It can cast Charm Person, Command, or Comprehend languages.
Wow, that's nice.
Mm.
They use different charges depending on the type. Okay, so what are you actually going to continue to carry? Because what are you doing with Ifera's love letter?
Should we not give him the love letter? Then at least he's got something to remember her by.
Yeah, we'll give him the love letter.
Yeah, love letter is deleted. You've got 5 illegible tones, Tracy, that don't seem valuable at all.
I'll put them in the bag of holding. Can I take the staff of charming if
Yeah,
possible?
you take the stuff of charm and I'll take the other stuff.
Well, the Libra of Souls is going to Valiant.
She goes, have you seen what I can do with this? And then standing before you is a vampire with red eyes and fangs and a long clip.
What's that?
Lillian, put that away.
Kellyanne says with a lisp, it's me. This book's great.
Fuck!
Oh, God, we're going to regret this. Can we have a short rest here? And then
And you give her that.
we'll crack on to the Hall of Weightless Wonder.
You can. Right, one short rest up. The virus seems to be slowly deteriorating. The Califax refuses to leave her.
I find that quite heartwarming, actually. These are people whose magic is so powerful that they quite literally had floating cities. And they're still more interested in their human love for one another.
Well, at least one of them is. You want to give us a message for Lewis?
Tell him he's doing well and keep practicing. And if I can, I'll return to him.
If not, we're going to take him to work in a bar.
I'm sure that will be eventful as he tries to reanimate the olives or whatever.
Olives in drinks. Is that a thing?
It used to be here.
We'll have to go to the library. There might be a cocktail book. Right, let's head over to the Hall of Weightless Wonder. Unless we want to hit the Tower of Illusion first. But I'd rather hit the Tower of Transmutation. I will go into the Tower of Illusion, the Hall of Weightless Wonders, and then the Tower of Transmutation, or what?
Yeah,
Are we in the Tower of Enchantment or the Tower of Invocation?
We're in Enchantment, so I don't know if we want to hit to Illusion and then Weightless Wonder, then Transmutation, or...
head off. Was there any of those components here?
There wasn't. Most of the stuff like that seems to have been dissolved by that
Oh, right. Okay.
disgusting obelisk thing.
We'll check out the other towers. There might be something in the others.
Or the obelisk of time travel.
Yeah, let's not play with the obelisk of time travel.
Well, it is up to you. Arriving at the Hall of Weightless Wonders, 4 large basalt columns support a huge mirrored dome on which are reflected Ythrin's tallest spires and the cavern's vast stalactites. The 4 supporting columns have doors in their bases.
Go and open one of the doors.
You pop the door open and inside is just a tube that leads upwards. No stairs or anything.
I'll look up the tube.
The tube seems to go up for quite some time. You can just see the dome of the tube.
I'll step into the tube.
With a slight whoosh of air, you levitate up the tube until you appear at the top, inside the dome. The interior of the dome is illuminated by a swirling miasma of colours. Frozen humanoid figures float in the air, cross-legged and serene.
Oh, people.
Peoples?
Hello?
Their hands are on their knees and their knees are crossed with their eyes closed.
I'll say hello. I'll send a message to one and go, hello?
You attempt to message them, but you can't connect mentally with them. They're nobody dead.
Ooh. I'll put my head down the hole and go, there's some dead people floating around up there.
The lane's up like a shot.
Yeah, we'll head up. These people need a searching.
So you step into the tubes and the party is levitated up to the dome where the figures float serenely about, all of them in the same position. You gain a flying speed of 30 feet and can hover while up here.
Cool.
Whee!
As
I
you
shall fly
launch
and go
yourself
tweet,
into
tweet.
the air and swim through the ether.
And flap me little hobbity arms.
What do you do then? You launch yourselves up in the dome and swim around the figures, perhaps, for a little while until you decide what to do, having fun, spinning in the air.
Do they look like, mummified sort of thing? Like they've all, they've lost all the moisture and shit.
Yes, they do. Look like they've been dead sometime.
Are they all wearing the same clothes, like robes or...
Yeah, it's a black silken robe with different sigils on them depending on the different types of magic. There's no significance to the different types of sigil other than they identify which house the Sorting Hat put them in.
Cool. Find the changing room and rob them.
Yeah. Well, search them. Have they got? You said they've got robes on.
They
Search.
have, but other than that, they have no material possessions here. It seems to be very serene and tranquil. Perhaps you didn't bring any material possessions here other than the clothes you were standing in.
Okay.
I'll try mimicking the sitting stance they're in and focusing.
Okay. Right. Well, you close your eyes. You put your hand on your lips, on your hips, cross your legs.
I'll try not to float upside down, but I will end up doing it once.
You do this. You feel very tranquil, as if you're in a light sleep, and there's a flash of light in a tunnel, and it zooms forward. You look down, and you've got an illusory figure of yourself. You turn your hand over, and it looks perfectly normal. It seems to be a full illusory figure of yourself.
Brilliant. I'll stick my head through the door and go, lads,
I'll go, how did you do that?
I'm down here now. I've made another me.
Oh, so these things are just copies of people.
No, I'm down here. The
Yes.
real one's sitting up there.
Yeah, but if their bodies are just there, maybe their souls. I know their bodies don't look too in good condition, but maybe
Maybe they had a
souls are
lie in.
still there. Weird.
Maybe they've had a lie in and just overslept. You know how it gets. You don't set your alarm in the morning and suddenly 7,000 years has flashed so fast. It could happen to anyone.
These robes are this like still like did they fall apart when touched or out like that?
Yeah, they've been here quite a while. Even the magic of the Hall of Weightless Wonders can't keep them intact. As you touch them, they start disintegrating into a fine dust.
Do us a favour, if I have a nap up here, will you not forget to wake us up? Because I've got a
Don't
bad
leave
feeling
us
I'll
here
wake
for
up.
7,000 years.
Yeah, that could be bad.
Would this class as a long rest?
We could go back in time a week and have a load of long rests.
Dave
Let's
really
not
wants to
mess
play
around
with the
with time.
obelisk.
Let's not play with
I'd
time, all
love
right?
to go back and save me brother.
I just wonder if it'll make a noise like the TARDIS.
Of course it will. Do you actually doubt that when asked what noise does the time machine make, that Richie's not going to go, Doctor Who? Can I get back to being myself and not an illusion, or am I stuck like this forever?
No, you figure out that you can cease concentration, and once you cease meditating, the illusory self disappears and you pop back into your body. Feeling a little refreshed?
Let's have a wander over the Tower of Transmutation.
I'd love to give Ed a personality.
Let's not do that.
Maybe if one of them floaty things needed a body, we could slip him into Ed.
Let's not give more things bodies.
You seem to be determined to break everything.
I'm like a kid in a sweet shop at the moment.
Yeah, bringing her here was definitely going to be a mistake. Letting her loose in here, it will absolutely be the end of the world.
But we could strap Larry's jar to Ed,
Oh,
Yeah.
we're going to do that, obviously.
Definitely.
and then just for the purposes of Ed carrying Larry,
Yeah, and at least to get to see a bit of the outside.
Oh, God.
well, I've got a spare sack you can carry all his hands in.
Can we just not do that now? Maybe we should do this after we've saved the world.
So the tower stands before you as straight as an arrow. The four-sided tower stands before you with an orange-brown symbol glowing on the outer face of its spire. Hairline cracks creep up its wall nearly 20 feet up. A large chunk is missing from the outer wall, creating a hole in the tower. No main entrance is visible in the base.
If somebody puts a rope in my backpack, I can turn myself into a flying creature with my natural ability, fly up, and then attach the rope.
And you could check to see if that hole was made by something breaking in or breaking out.
Yeah.
This is a good plan. I condone this. And I will give you my rope.
Okay. Because I'm thinking transmutation, polymorph and all this. Maybe they were meant to fly up to gain access to the tower. Possibly. Don't know.
I don't know. This is your bag, not mine. I didn't learn this
Something I
magic
would
lot.
do. That definitely makes you use all your abilities.
It certainly does.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, Rich.
Into what are you polymorphing?
An eagle or something. I'll grasp the rope.
Something majestic.
Yes, why not? And fly up with a rope.
You fly in and there's a shaft leading up and down the tower, Tracy. There's a door straight ahead of you, and there is a single door 20 feet above you, a double door 20 feet above that, and what looks like a single door at the very top of the shaft. But there's a little landing.
Yeah, I'll land on the landing.
There's a door handle. So you could tie it to the door handle, I guess.
Yeah. Does it look fairly strong, the handle?
It
do you
does
think?
look quite strong, yes.
Right. Okay. I'll do that then. And then I'll wiggle the rope so they know that it's ready for them to climb up and wave down to them.
On the other side, boxes and containers are strewn about the floor of the room. A slight path seems to be cleared from the door to 2 life-sized mannequins. The figures are dressed in strange fashions, lying akimbo on the floor. You have appeared here.
Not going anywhere near the mannequins. Waiting for them to all get up here. Because I'm a little bit scared.
Then Shaman can use his detect life spell on them.
Yeah, his detect life spell seems to work very well.
So you spend a few minutes shimmying up this rope and arrive in this creepy little...
I'll point over to those mulligans. And I'll also mention about the doors. There's a door like right at the top and where the other doors are within this shaft.
So there's a door next to Ben. He's squeezed into this room. Aisha and Corin are going to have to be up next to the strange lifelike dolls.
Did Valiant come up as well?
She did, but I'm running out of space. Because technically you have a giant badger, but I don't think I can climb a rope.
Oh no, just leave the badger down there and protect the...
Isn't this the place where we're supposed to get Ed fixed?
Yep, I think he's broke out of this hole.
Right, let's start searching.
Are you going to search this room with the 2 creepy doll-like creatures in?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
hell.
Go near them.
A few successes, a few failures. You search around the room and you find a bunch of stuff. Some mandrake root, some ash, a ceremonial dagger encrusted with gems, and some clay.
That ash might come in handy.
Yeah, definitely. We needed ash, didn't we?
So there's a ceremonial dagger and some clay. Well, best take that.
I can detect magic. It will
Ash.
take 10 minutes if you want.
Tracy and Earl, do you want to give me an arcana roll, please? No, these have no significance to you. Although you perhaps feel they should.
It's odd, I don't know what this stuff's here for. I would imagine it would be of use to a transmitter, but it just doesn't ring a bell. I mean, if you want us to cast Identify on the dagger, it'll take us 10 minutes.
Is there any other exits from this room? Because failing that, you probably will need to.
Yeah, there's a door next to Ben.
All right, look for traps from the door.
There's nothing obvious that you can see that may be a trap on the door. It's just a standard handle that you push down and open.
Be careful, Simon.
I'll open the door.
Ben's standing right there. You'll have to shuffle past him, Ben.
Ben, open the door.
I'll open the door.
You push the door open and there's a weird walkway ahead of you with a wall on your right and the external one on the left lit by torches which seem to be burnt, and a skeleton dressed in a purple or black robe lies ahead.
Oh, God.
I'll say hello. All the dead people we've met so far have been alive.
That is true. There's no response.
I'll walk in.
And you stand in front of a skeleton. It lies broken on the floor of the hornway. Around the corner stands a statue of an elf next to an intact 6-foot cylindrical chamber. The device is topped with an intricate crystal rod and appears to have 2 keyholes, as well as a lever with 3 positions. Behind its transparent door, a mannequin similar to those that have been in the room has been haphazardly propped inside the device. The floor is sprinkled with bits of broken glass vials, many seeming to have contained a silvery liquid. A door leads out of the room towards the tower's centre.
Oh, it's for making those Maiden, because didn't the silver liquid pour out of them?
Yeah.
Good point. Also, I'm going to go over and have a look at this elf. By any chance, does this elf have... Is it made of rock that's been sculpted, or does it look like it is made of rock?
It
As
looks
in,
like it's been petrified to you.
how the feck do you change petrification again? Pretty sure it's restoration.
I think it's greater restoration, I believe.
So this machine has 3 settings. The settings have any numbers on them or little writing that says,
Closer specs of the device reveals the following. There's a slot on the side of the device roughly the size of the vials on the ground, which is labelled Quicksilver and Draconic. There's a flexible tube tipped with a needle connected to the device. At the connection, the words blood is written in Draconic. 2 keyholes on the device appear to be identical. The 3 positions of the lever are labelled Demos, Galvan and Hypnos.
Right, so this goes in someone's... They take the blood out, they put the quicksilver in, and then they do something with the keys.
Didn't they use blood to make those magic animal things that they make imaginary?
Yeah, they used some of their blood, didn't they? Right, let's go through this doorway into the central tower then.
So you step over the skeleton.
I'll examine the skeleton.
Examining the skeleton, it has a key on it and 4 vials of silver liquid.
Could be handy. Take them. Maiden fabricate a key. And I'll take the vials. And there's a doorway in there. Let's have a look in the door.
You open the doorway, and now it kind of makes sense. That is a central shaft. There's no staircase or anything. And the central shaft goes up the entire bottom and top of the tower. At the bottom of the central shaft lies a square chamber. The walls are engraved with depictions of wizard magically lifting large rocks and stones into the air. On the floor of the centre of the chamber is an arcane symbol etched in gold leaf, surrounded by a slightly raised stone slab. Looking up the shaft, doors lie flush with the wall every 20 feet up the central shaft. The central shaft contains a matching symbol to the floor with a square depression around it.
Ah! I think it's a lift. We have these at home.
Looks more like an elevator to me.
Oh, very good. I'm going to go back and look at those 2 mannequins, right? Do they look to be once have been things, or are they just literally hollow mannequins?
No, they are hollow mannequins, although scarily sculpted to look like something.
Right, okay. Is there any sort of control near this door at all?
Just a handle.
Right, can I put my foot in the room and see if there's anything to stand on?
There is not.
How far down is it?
Zephyron says, High transmuter metal were quite insistent that transmuters used spells to get around and they didn't act like normal people. So even the most mundane of things, like instead of travelling up the stairs, her students would be made to fly or spider climb or...
Okay.
It's 20 feet down to the chamber. So that's the cross-section map. You're on this floor here, standing at the doorway. There on the right is the tube with the mannequin in. So you've come down and you're looking down and there's a plate on the floor in the centre about 20 feet down from you.
Okay, anyone got a rope?
Yep.
Lower us down, will you?
Okie dokie.
Right, I'll go down and have a look, examine that room down there.
So you climb down the rope and land onto the rune at the bottom, which is directly under the centre.
Yeah, why not?
As you touch the rune, it begins to glow, and then you suddenly find yourself falling upwards, almost the full length of the tower. You see Earl go whizzing past up.
Oh my god!
I'll hold on to the rope.
Yeah, you hold onto the rope, you're hanging upside down, with Gracie holding the rope at the bottom, and you have travelled up to the top.
Oh, can I get to the door? Is there a sill I can stand on?
No, there isn't a sill on that side.
I'll open the door.
As you open the door, you head onto the top chamber. And as you cross the threshold, everything stops going upwards and you immediately fall face first, banging your nose onto the floor.
I'll keep hold of the rope and look around for somewhere to tie it.
And the upper chambers have various study and practice rooms around them.
I'll put my head down and go, don't touch the rune, it makes you fly upwards. It's sort of painful. Second, I've tied the rope off, you can climb up now.
I'll shin up the rope then.
Right, Andy grabs the rope and steps out. As he steps out into the corridor, he starts to fall immediately upwards, but he's got hold of the rope, so now he's hanging upside down by the rope with his feet facing the ceiling.
I'm not liking this.
Yeah.
I'll reach up and pull him back in.
Is there a way to do this and not turn upside down at the same time?
You could pull yourself in to the room with the rope.
The rope goes from the first floor
up to where Earl is.
Up to where Earl is, because everything is going upwards.
So I'll go hand over hand, but because I'm upside down, I sort of need to do it as though I'm climbing down, if that makes sense, like all ours about face. And when I get to the top, I'll pull myself into the room where Earl is.
Yeah, I'll help people get in the room.
It's got to be fun when Aisha does it.
I've just thought about that.
I wondered when the penny would drop there.
So you arrive on the top floor, and again, as you climb down the rope, which is actually going upwards, and climb through the doorway, you immediately stop going backwards and then fall face first on the ground. It's very confusing.
I'll turn round and say, transmuters, not the nicest neighbours, have to,
I'll cough.
and you arrive on the upper level of the tower, which is divided into several chambers.
I'll go next.
Well, you all arrive there safely, but confused.
Look around.
Okay, you start searching through the rooms. So, investigating them, Lantesh, you hear a small voice speaking to you in a language that you don't understand.
Ooh.
It's
Can I
whispering.
use comprehend languages out the charge out of the staff?
Yeah, holding the staff up, the tip begins to claw in its best imitation of Gandalf, and the voice is calling out, "Is someone there?"
Yes. Who am I speaking to?
It's me, Luminous. I'm stuck. Can you help me?
Whereabouts are you stuck?
At the back of the room, under this piece of rubble.
Right, I'll go towards the back of the room.
Peering over the top of this rubble, you see what looks to be like a talking candlestick with a face and everything on.
Oh, God.
I'll pick the
Anybody want to
candlestick
build
up.
a snowman?
You shift the rubble to one side, and he
Yep.
sort of hops and says, "Thank you so much. I've been trapped here for so long."
Can you speak any other language? I'm having to use some magic to actually understand you, but can you speak the language of the lower forms, what we call common now?
No, I'm sorry. High Transmuter Metalra, she created us, and she didn't give us the ability to speak languages.
Okay. Not to fear. Where is the body upstairs? Oh, sorry, downstairs, isn't it? Downstairs, upstairs. The skeleton, and I'll describe the robe. Was that Metalrus?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
He says, "I'm looking for my friend, Timesworth, the talking clock.
Oh,
He's
dear
trapped
God.
in. He's trapped in the vault at the bottom of the tower."
we'll get him out. Don't worry. Don't worry. You might want to talk to this guy over here once my ability to be able to understand you runs out. I believe he speaks ancient tongue. Otherwise, without magic, I can't understand you, and I don't think any of me rest of my friends can. Just Sanwin here. So I'll let him know that you might be talking to him sometime in the future.
Oh, I
But
should be
don't
doing a
worry.
French accent so now. "Oh, this is wonderful."
Don't worry, we'll get your friend out. We might need you and your friend's help to find.
"Oh,
Um,
Sherry,
Ida.
I cannot go to the vault myself.
That's all right. We'll
Not by
carry it.
myself." That
I'll
is
carry it.
excellent. The wizards, they go down and they touch the rune, and they go through into the vault.
I'll stick him in my backpack just so he's
He
hanging
looks
out.
out over your
So he-
shoulder.
uh-huh.
Be our guest, put our service to the test. Sorry. Dave, you're poking around in a different room while this is going on, and you come across a book written in a language that you do not understand, but you recognise it as the language of Yithrin, which has been written all about the city.
I'll take the book and show it to the professor.
Ah, that is wonderful. It's written by the High Transmuter, and it's a treatise on the uses and the design of Maiden.
I'll tell the others what the professor says.
And finally, with the saddest bunch of investigation rolls you've ever seen in your life, Earl, just as Tracy's calling for you because she's found this crazy ass similar to, although legally distinct from, a certain candlestick from a movie,
Yeah.
you are poking around in a third room and you come across a large adamantite statue of a robed woman.
Oh, adamantine, that's worth a bloody fortune.
You
Well, mate,
recognise from the museum it's the Metaltra who is the Archmage here, and you recognise her from the portrait that was in the museum because you've been there.
guys, I found Metallica.
Oh, that's class. Do you name her Richie, or was that her actual name?
No, that's our actual name.
Oh, that was class.
It's Metaltra.
I'll turn around and
Metaltra, yeah.
can I say hello to the statue?
It appears to be a large, incredibly valuable metal statue.
Oh, she'd look brilliant in the pub.
Okay, and the statue doesn't reply when I say hello, I take
It
it?
does not, no.
Can I, in that case, tap on it? Is it hollow?
It is not, it is solid.
This is a solid statue of adamantine. We are made Anyone want a kingdom?
Yeah, but it's a person.
Yeah, potatoes.
Maybe.
Can you turn it into a person? I'll turn round Lantesh.
Lantesh is nowhere near being able to transform a statue of that size and density.
Not as yet. I can't. Sorry.
It's something that an archmage would be required to do.
My concern is who's went round and done these things to some of them. I mean,
Well, I'd have guessed this was possibly another survival attempt. I mean, it's not like adamantine rusts or anything.
true.
Cadillac's magic jarred himself, and he said he did it while the city was falling to try and save himself.
Yeah, if
But
you're
this
gonna,
is magic form. Would dispel magic not do it? No.
I doubt it. Although one thing can be said: if you were going to transmute yourself into something to survive orbital re-entry, adamantine's a pretty good choice. Okay, I figure we just look around more, and we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out how to change people back. It can't be that hard. I think we should go and see the clock. The clock's probably got all the answers.
Maybe there was, the pads with the switches and things like that. If there's a pad to fix Ed and there's a one to make Maiden, and there's got to be something to turn something back to whatever.
Oh, it's a distinct possibility. I mean, I dare say banging. There's got to be a way to do it. We just need to work out the way. So I think the first thing to do is go and get the clock. I mean, this thing, we can make Megan. If I find the other thing, we can knock 4 Megan up, heavily
Do
armoured.
you really want to do that?
What's the worst that can happen?
Well, you say that.
Look, I figure I'm going to get with the programme. I figure we go and get the clock. Hey, you, candlestick boy.
Yes.
There.
Hello, monsieur. How can I help you?
Where is the clock?
I've already told you where it is.
I know, but
It
I'm
is
now.
in the vault that is at the bottom of the tower, past the rune.
How do you get past the rune?
I watched the students. They went down and they touched it with their hands.
Okay, thank you. You can come with us. I'll stick him in my pocket.
He's in my backpack.
Oh, good.
He's hanging out of Tracy's backpack.
So you can have a conversation, walk behind us and have a conversation with him if you want.
I will absolutely have conversation. What was that? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a bit racist, but fair enough. I'll say in common. Jeez.
Looks like there's a room above this one.
As long as his mate, the clock, doesn't have a dicky tick air, we'll be all right.
Oh, very good. I'll turn round to Lantesh and say that guy's got some really nasty attitude problems. I'll say it in common. Then I'll say back to him, so, how long have you been trapped?
I do not know, monsieur. It has been such a long time. I cannot tell the time without my friend, the clock.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll go and get him. I'll turn around in common and say to Lantesh, wow, he really does not think much of gnomes. Right. I'll head towards the daughter.
Awesome.
We just need to climb down again. Up, down. How are we going to do that?
Well, from this angle, if you put your head down the tower, you're actually climbing up.
If we put our head up, actually climb down?
You're climbing as if the tower was stood on its end, like upside down. So you're climbing up, but you're actually going down.
If we climb down?
Yeah, we're going to climb. Let's climb down the rope, which will be up the rope. I'll look at. Right, I'm going to get hold of the piece of rope that leads towards the rune, and climb towards the rune. There you go.
Yes, you're climbing down the tower, but up the rope.
Yes, that too. I'm so confused.
You get halfway between the two doors, there's a slight hum, and then gravity seems to right itself, and Earl goes, ah! As he hangs desperately onto the rope and is now hanging down over a 100-foot drop.
I'll let go of the rope, feather fall down. In fact, I'll feather fall the whole group. It's a reaction.
Earl casts Featherfall as a reaction and gently floats down. Are you floating all the way to the bottom?
Yeah, but I'm not landing on the rune. Don't touch the rune! I'll say to everyone.
I think that's going to need an athletics check. Because you're feather falling, so you're going to have to push yourself off a wall.
Splits time.
We're going to make it easy. A nice, easy DC 10 for you. I know you're great at athletics.
I am the most athletic.
Oh, shit.
So what the rest of you do is Earl has cast Featherfall.
Piece of piss.
Place a bet.
Right, so Earl, you
Follow
float
him down the
gently
Follow him down
down.
the rope.
I'm going to do a couple of forward rolls, a backward somersault as I float down. Then I'm going to land with my legs either side of the thing and go,
Oh, you
piece of piss.
show off
I'm going
twat.
to float down.
Right.
Can I help anyone who's floating down? So, like, if they get close to the room, can I yank them
Yeah,
over
I
to one
probably
side?
need a
Yeah,
hand.
so you
'cause,
pull them all to one side, and you're in the bottom chamber, and there's basically a square chamber the width of the room, as you can see on the map. You can see it on the map. And you're now at the bottom on the side of the room. There's a broken column and then an intact column, a 3 intact column.
And they touched the room, did you say?
Yes, monsieur.
With the hand.
They went down and reached out with their hands, and they touched the room, and they went straight through it.
I'll turn around and come and say, Jesus, genocide, that's harsh.
Huh?
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. I mean, everyone's allowed their own political ideals. I mean, just because they're a bit, off-piste.
Right, I've had that. That's enough. You can get out of my backpack and you can carry him.
What, me? I'll say in common, I'm going to carry the sociopath. All right, I suppose.
But madame, what have I done?
I'll turn around and go, wow, I've never heard language like that. That's horrible. I'll pick him up and go, I'll turn around to him and in the language say, she thinks she should see more people.
But she rescued me. She is wonderful.
Well, I think she wants to branch out. Maybe, she sees a clock in our future. Anyway, so they touched the room, you said. Did they touch it somewhere specifically?
No. Some of them, it took a while to work it out. I remember them floating at the top, cursing and swearing.
Oh, everyone probably needs to hold on to something, like some of these sconces, while I mess about with this.
I'll hang on
Hold
to
on.
that broken column at the bottom.
I'll kneel down and examine it.
It's a big room, but you can see it looks a bit like a look room from RuneQuest.
Oh, I'll stick my hand through it.
As you touch it, it's solid stone, and immediately gravity reverses again as you start to feather fall back upwards.
I'll climb the rope. I'll hold on to the rope and just climb back down as everyone's stuck to the ceiling.
So they all float up, and you are hanging about there all.
Yeah. I'll now climb down and touch it with my feet.
If I take me rope out and fade it out, as I fade it out towards the middle, does it start to sort of bend and go up the tower?
Immediately, it doesn't sort of bend. Immediately, it's as if the tower has been turned upside down, Andy.
So Sandwin can grab it and climb down the rest of the way.
Oh, wait a minute. Right, I'm done with this messing about. I'm casting fly.
Right, you cast fly.
I bet you still got to fly the opposite way.
Doesn't matter. It's fly. It does disobey gravity. That's the use of it. It would be called stand if it wasn't.
Yeah. And what do you do with your fly?
I'm going to fly and tap the rune again.
Right, as you tap the rune, your hand passes straight through it.
Actually, I'll go down.
So you fly down into the vault all by yourself.
I'll put my
as you
head back through and go this way and start helping people down the vault because they're all stuck to walls and stuff.
So as you head down, you start flying up and grabbing them. They've all got feather falls, so they're all trying to fall downwards, but you're kind of pushing them up, and it takes a few minutes. But eventually you manage to grab them all and push them through the central room. The stone floor around the room stays stone. Billian says transmuters are bloody barking.
Yeah, but I have an advantage. I've been hanging around with one for ages. Isn't that right? I'll say to the candlestick.
Ah, yes, they are mad as the bloody atter.
I'll turn around to Lantesh and roll my eyes and just shake my head in despondent, as if he says something really horrible. She's going to blow that fucking thing
Stop
up.
crying. I've saved that thing and it's really been nasty to us.
Why is she crying? She is a lovely thing. She's my saviour.
I think there's a language barrier. Un barrier de language. Je
So
m'appelle.
you land in this vault, and a small subterranean chamber is covered in piles of coins. Among the treasure lies an unusual miniature grandfather clock and a skeletal body. Luminous shouts, "A time's worth!" and Tamsworth shouts, "Love ya!" He hops out of your backpack and he hops over and embraces the clock. "It has been so long. How long has it been?" And he says, "I don't know. I can't see my own face."
It lands on 3.
The big hand's on 7,000. I'll have a look at the corpse.
The corpse looks to be the corpse of a wizard, perhaps. The hands are clutched round the neck as if he had suffocated to death.
Search it.
It will take
What are
some
we
time as there
rather?
are piles of coin.
Now, let's get doing things.
I'll cast detect magic whilst they're having a look around.
Cast detect magic. There's a potion on the wizard. There's a potion in the pile. There's also a poking out of the pile of coins. Adamantite tablet with the right of the arcane octal.
Ooh, we need that.
Earl is the only one that can read it, of course.
I'll have a quick read. Dogs bark and can't fly without umbrellas. I knew it.
8th, stand firm in thy circle of death and consume poison.
It's for you then, Sanwa.
Earl, that hum you heard earlier on goes, oh, like that.
What was that?
The last time you did that, gravity had reversed on the other side.
Oh, yeah, I think gravity might have changed on the other side.
That was the road powering itself down, and we're now all trapped in here
That could be.
Yeah,
We'll
it
work
looks
out.
like the skeleton had suffocated to death.
by getting stuck in here and breathing all the air.
It's all right. We've got plenty with us.
There's some magical items. There's also a bunch of gems, a whole bunch of money, a box of turquoise animal figurines, and a topaz, and a couple of potions.
We'll take all the magical stuff and all the gems, and we'll definitely look for diamonds. We're not really bothered about coins.
Can I have a look at the animal figures?
You can.
Also,
they
do
seem
we
to
have
be well carved, and they're like a child's small box of animals. You know, like weird things like giraffes and rhinos and things like that. But they're all carved out of turquoise.
Oh, I like them.
And the tablet set in the floor is the one that says 8th. You've written that down. You realise that it's getting quite hard to breathe. Are you just sorting out the gold?
No, just ignore the gold. We'll take the gems and that.
Okay, you leave the piles of coins alone, and you grab the 2 potions and gems. And Andy, there's your box of animal figures.
Is there anything on the back of the room?
No.
Is the place where the rune was there?
Yes.
I'll fly up and have a look at the rune.
The rune is solid once more. The rune is on the ceiling as well, in the same place where you can see it.
Yeah, I'll touch
But
it.
it's solid stone now.
I'll touch the rune.
The rune is inactive from this side.
Oh, that's not good. If that rune was made out of wood, I'll say.
There are the 2 portions that are in the party sheet that you haven't identified.
Yeah, but do we have 10 minutes to identify them?
Well, I guess you'll have to try.
I'll cast identify if they're looking for ways out. Then
Everybody's getting hard to breathe. You're sitting down, trying not to move as much as possible. Starting to gasp for breath. Times with us like, oh dear, it looks like these are going to go the way of the other one. You finally finish the Idina potion. One is an oil of etherealness, and the other is a potion of climbing.
Oil of etherealness. Passes that a sec. I'll give myself a quick rub. I'll pop up through the hole, and then I'll stand on the rune from the other side.
Right. The rune activates. There's a whoosh of intaking air as you all gasp for air, and then the gravity hits all, and you fly upwards again.
I'll fly.
Does it last an hour or so?
It lasts concentration. It's a while. I'll have a look.
So
10 minutes.
you've used 10 minutes.
I'll
you-
feather fall.
So you fly upwards towards the ceiling at a vast rate, and then feather fall. And you're now standing on the ceiling again, looking down at the rune. However, you guys have managed to grab yourselves another 20 minutes of air or so.
Something's just occurred to me. You know, if we're down the bottom of here, if you got a length of rope out and tied somewhat to it, just so you had a bit of weight to swing, and then you swung it straight up in the air, if you could throw it higher than the rune, would the gravity act on it and send it flying straight up the top of the tower?
If you threw it out through the thing, probably.
That's what I mean, and then we could climb up it, sharpish.
Right, well, hang on. I'll be down in a sec. I'll cast fly on myself again.
Right?
I'll fly
Use
down
those
to the
spell
rune.
slots, big boy.
I am using them like a mofo. I'll fly down and open the rune again.
Okay, the rune is open. You can poke your head through.
Right, I'll help people out. I'll
Right.
make sure we don't forget the clock and the racist.
And how long does feather fall last?
Feather fall, I don't know.
Oh,
They're not feather falling, so you're going to just help them up.
Yeah, because gravity's working in the right direction at the moment.
No, gravity's going straight up again.
But
So they
didn't
will fall
when I-
upwards 100 feet.
Yeah, but I
crashing
flew
into the
down and
ceiling.
then I flew down and touched the room. Wouldn't that switch it over again?
No, it doesn't switch over.
Oh, in that case, guys, I can get you out, but I can't stop you smashing your head to bits on the other end.
You can, Earl, if you take the end of my rope and tie it around the bottom of that broken column,
Yeah,
and then
no
we'll
problem.
tie ourselves to it.
Yeah, we can do that. I can do that. That's fine.
So, okay, we'll all be like, sort of floating up on this bit of rope, but at least we'll not be flying 100 feet straight up. I've gone right off transmuters.
Or don't listen to the candlestick. They're not as bad as they're made out to be.
Lemire says, do not leave us in this little hole, for God's sake.
Yeah, we'll bring the racist and the clock with us. We've got 2 levels to look at still, so we should 3 levels. We should explore those levels as well.
Right, so you quickly as you can, because you've worked out now that the run lasts about 10 minutes before it shuts off. You manage to get people. Are you taking them to the first floor again?
No, we'll go to the second floor this time, I think.
So you go to the second floor and drop people off
Yeah, into the new level.
You just get the last person out as the thing shuts off, narrowly misentrapping somebody in the bottom of the vault.
I'll turn on the clock and say, well, so what happened?
I do not know. This is the test for the acolytes. They have to work out how to get out, and if they do not, then it goes poorly for them. So there's all the treasure. A lot of people spend the time breaking through the treasure, and they run out of time.
Ah.
This is some kind of crazy test. It's like they don't care if they kill people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't care if they kill people.
Right, so you lump the guys out onto the second floor. The third, fourth, and fifth floors are all like different offices and practice rooms and things like that. There doesn't seem to be anything of value in them, but you do find out a couple of Yithrin laws from searching the rooms, and you do find the lever that's marked repair booth.
Oh, how do we get him into the repair booth?
Ask the clock on the
You
bloody
pull the
thingy.
goddamn lever.
I pull the lever then.
Pull the lever, there's a magical thrum in the tower. But nothing has happened in the tower, apparently.
Does he have to be in the booth to be repaired?
Searching around, you have found out that is 16. According to the frescoes, I've gone German now. On the frescoes, the wizards were on a mission to find relics and ruin of Astoria, a 40,000-year-old empire of giants. And, a 20. An ancient obelisk stands in the shadow of the spire of Uriel Arthas. Using this obelisk and the staff of power, one can turn back time.
Ooh.
One can find a way.
Sounds like a good way to spread the set off now.
Oh, I've got to bring back your brother. That
So,
would really make things right with me family.
thoroughly searching the tower, once you exit, you see that the previously featureless external tower now has a depression in it, the same shape that Ed is.
What?
Try to get him to walk through that depression like Ed-sized hole thing.
Time to come to us again.
As Ed comes to you, he walks up next to the depression and some sort of automatic mechanism trips in as he steps forward, spins, and then steps backwards so that his form perfectly matches the hole in the wall. And then you can see those LED type lights on his front flickering. You see like holographic controls appear around it. It has a countdown timer and it looks like it's going to be about 20 hours.
It's going to take 20 hours to fix him.
We can come back for him, I suppose.
Well, you can wait 20 hours and give him a shout.
So, having dealt with the Tower of Transmutation, where would you be planning to head next? Or are you looking for a rest as you're all exhausted and there'd be some rest that you'd need to take?
Oh, we could always plot up here for a bit.
What, in the Tower of Whoopi Foley? I mean, I suppose that it's quite a bit safer in the Tower of Whoopi Foley.
What time of day is it?
You're almost at the end of your adventuring day, so you'd only have maybe an hour or two left at the most.
We could camp and have an early night.
Anywhere particular?
That museum looked pretty safe, though, didn't it? Only had the doors at the entrance.
Well, the thing is, this tower it's going to be a bit of a bitch to break in and attack you because they're going to be bouncing up and down for about a week while they're trying to work it out. So why don't we just head up to the room with the statue in it and rest there?
Or could we stay in the room we're in at the minute?
Could do. I was thinking, do you have greater restoration, Bracy? Because if
No.
you memorize that tomorrow, shit.
Yeah, I can memorize it for tomorrow.
Yeah. If you memorize it for tomorrow, I might be able to bring back the statue, which could be something useful. In fact, both statues could be something useful, but I'm not quite sure if that'll work on the petrification's one thing, but I'm not sure if it'll work on adamantification. So we can do the elf first, unless anyone has another idea, because I don't want to spend your resources for you.
Try it if you want. I don't care.
I think it is worth a try.
You bed down in the room with the wacky gravity. I mean, it obviously hasn't been penetrated for some time, so it's probably going to be good for a night. And you sleep well, you eat well, and
Oh, that's
you change spells. Earl and Davy, can I have those rolls, please? Right, we've got 2 successes. Bracy, can I have this roll, please? And also a success. And Tracy and Andy, can I have this roll, please?
Oh, no, you can't.
No, I'm not falling for that.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, fuck.
Aye.
Yeah.
Have we got a cough by any chance?
No, actually, you've got a bit of a temperature now. The other 3, Bracy and Earl and
I am changing.
Davy,
Ah.
you've got a little bit of a cough, but nowhere near as like hoopy as what Andy and Tracy's had. Felianne wakes up refreshed and she stretches and she says, well, thank God for that. We managed to not get ourselves in complete shit for once. And she turns around and her human eye has turned bright glowing green.
Oh, that's great.
Shit.
God,
And she
it's
goes,
bloody-
what? I know I've got the vampire eye, okay? You'll have to get used to it.
Oh,
Eh,
you got green eyes.
no, you've got green eye.
Better
Are
than
you
pink
jealous
eye.
of my? Are you jealous of me by any chance?
She says, a green eye. Oh, shit.
I think we've caught a thing.
Call in tonight as you've had a nice sleep and an eat, but still no long rest. Things are apparently afoot